My name is DJ K-1. DJ K-1. My name is DJ K-1. My name is DJ K-1.
Hey everybody, welcome to the K-1 Agenda, episode 53. 53 weeks of the show. Gonna keep it up. I'm kind of energized today. I did a little workout today before I started. I'm finally starting back doing my workout. I've been very busy with doing a lot of outdoor fixer-upper and then doing some updates to the house and stuff. But first off, I want to say right off the back, I want to say my apologies goes out to Kyle Irvine, who does my artwork for Optic Nerve. Last week, I said Kevin Irvine, and his name is Kyle Irvine. I'm so sorry for that. So sorry. I apologize. Doing a lot of stuff and I think I recorded last week earlier in the morning and stuff, and that's no excuse to get his name wrong, and I apologize, Kyle. But on other notes, I wanted to say, everybody out there who's part of Detroit techno music or any artist from all over the world that does electronic music or whatever, I think a lot more people should try coming out speaking more with using the social media. It's a different time now. Before this pandemic happened, a lot of people didn't really do it. I mean, you post pictures or whatever, but I think for me, it's really helped me keep focused and doing a lot of things and just keeping myself busy. Plus, it gives you a chance to see that I'm not just this cold person or whatever that you might see when we do our album covers or whenever I do covers or whatever. It's like, hey man, I'm a real person. I got other things going on in my life, and I'm happy to be a father, happy to be a wife, doing stuff around the house. I do a lot of things, but I take this serious. This is a job for me for doing music and everything. But I think a lot more people should to try doing this, because it, like I said, it gives the artists, it gives people a chance to see that you're more than just an artist, and they can see what kind of person that you really are and can tell if you really love this or not. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's not something everybody else has to do, but I'm glad to be doing it. It's just an extension of who I've always been. So now you can see, the real person that I am. Like I said, I've been using a lot of this is a lot of downtime for me, because I'd usually be working in the studio. I try to play a little bit every day, practicing every day, but I stopped. I have enough music done. I had to take a break. Sometimes you just got to take a break from it. I just handle the business of Puzzlebox Records right now, but the studio right now, I have enough music. All my stuff is done for the next 2 years, and like I said, I said it before on video that I can experiment now and do a lot of different stuff and try to change my sound and get better. And I also want to speak on this vaccination shots, man. I'm not trying to be a Mr. Know-It-All or whatever, but I feel better about getting it. Everybody in my family has gotten it, my parents and everything, and I'm just telling everybody, please, if you can, get your vaccination shot and also wear your mask. I'm going to continue wearing my mask. I don't care what they say. I'm just going to do that because I feel like it's protecting you as well as protecting me. I also wanted to speak on the PBX Stargazing EP. As you know, it came out April 9th, 2021 and was completely sold out. I did a limited edition run of 500. I'm waiting now on a new repressing. Archer has been very booked and Archer Record Pressing in Detroit has been very booked and very busy, but they were able to get some of my other records pressed. I'm doing another pressing, so it's doing really well, and that's good to see. I'm going to also put you up, like I always do, on everything else that's coming up. Remember, I have a new remix for Microthol on the Trust label, and it's called Binary System. That's coming out, I believe, this summer. I'm looking forward to that. That's a great mix. I enjoyed doing it, and it's one of my favorite groups, Microthol. It makes some very good electronic music from Vienna, Austria. Also, looking forward to the K-1 remix from the group, the Exaltics. The track is called Eicht, and that's coming out later this year. Puzzlebox Records news. As I mentioned last week, Puzzlebox Records distribution has launched. I have tons of records going out to all wholesale distributors all over the world. If you're looking for anything on Puzzlebox Records out of Detroit, you can go to Detroit Threads. We also have some records going to All Day Records, which is in North Carolina. Also a record store in Miami. So there are more records in carrying in the States, but mostly it can be found over in Europe. A few of the distributors are Clone for the Benelux. Also Juno Records from the UK as a distributor, and also longtime friends, Rubber Dub Records out of Glasgow, Scotland. But distribution has launched for Puzzlebox Records, and keep up with us because I'm going to be pressing a lot of back pressings as well as new stuff. So that's all. A lot of my old releases are going to be getting repressed, as well as my new music. Also, you're looking right now, you see one of my t-shirt designs. I wanted to let you know, I let everybody know once a month that you'll know when the 35% off sale is. And for this month, May, the sales are May 7th, May 20th, May 21st, May 27th, May 28th, May 29th, May 30th, and May 31st. All those dates that you see are 35% off everything in the store. Once again, everything in the store is 35% off. That's t-shirts, hoodies, everything. So check this out. Everybody, listen, 35% off at least 2 to 3 times a month on all this product. Like I said, t-shirts, mugs, coffee mugs, cups, pillows, tapestry, hoodies, baseball shirts, short sleeve shirts, phone cases. Man, you can get so much, and it has all the designs for all the logos that I've done over all these years, and I have more coming. And keep in mind, you can get this shipped pretty much from your own country, so you're going to save on shipping. Pick the stuff up now. Go get it. K-1 out. Also out right now, or should I say latest Puzzlebox, any type of releases that I'm doing is coming out. The Robots EP, once again with Anthony Rother, DJ Digital, and myself, that will be released May 21st. So that's coming up very soon, and it will be released on vinyl. Also, I have a collaboration with Slam that's coming out very soon. Just signed a contract for that. Electro Ghetto Tech. That EP was released January 25th, and that's a release with me and DJ Godfather on his label called Database, and that's distributed by Clone. Also, Optic Nerve EP, Far Away, released on Soma Records February 8th. Has the great artwork by Kyle Irvine, which I got his name wrong last week, and I'm apologizing again. The great artwork, and you can get a digital comic with this as well. Thank you, Kyle. Your work is amazing of what you're doing with my Optic Nerve stuff. Thank you so much. Also, by far my favorite Optic Nerve album, and it's on one of the greatest labels ever with one of the greatest artists ever. It's on Jeff Mills' label, Axis. My new album, Uncharted, by Optic Nerve, which is on the Escape Velocity series on Axis Records. That was released March 26, 2021. And when I say that, it was released, the album is doing really well. It's a digital only release. Go to Axis Records and pick it up. The whole album is a sci-fi story. You can read the story, posted up on my social media on what the album is, what it's about, and also every track title. So please pick that up. That's the Uncharted album by Optic Nerve. Thank you very much. But I would also like to say this. Coming up, the next PBX release will be the Optic Nerve Me Strand, and that's PBX 33. And on that note, just got these back in. Just got them back in stock. So all those wholesalers and everybody who wants these records, go tell your stores to hit us up so they can get them. PBX 29 Modular World, which is my favorite Electro EP this year that I did. PBX 29 Modular World, pick that up. Also, back in stock, repressed, PBX 30 Monochromatic Images, Alien FM, with my boy Black Tony. Alien FM, great project, more coming, more of the repressings from the old records is coming as well. Also, with my stint with AUX88, PBX 31, the Mad Scientist Voice Modulation EP, with me and Tommy Hamilton, just got that back in stock. Pick it up. Mad Scientist, it's from the Mad Scientist album. Question of the week. Question of the week comes from my nephew Zion. Zion has been keeping up with my social media and stuff, and he always asks great questions, man, because he's trying to learn about what I do in electronic music. His question was, he posted it on my YouTube page. He says, "What do you think your best track is that you have made by yourself, not with AUX88?" Wow. Well, I would say some of my best music that I've ever done, I think, was my Optic Nerve stuff. I did a track called Infinity, and I did a track called Metropolis that was really good. I also did the first Alien FM project I did, which was a double pack, which I am repressing. I think that was some of my best stuff. Just all my Optic Nerve work. Anybody goes back and just check out any of my Optic Nerve work, I think there was a lot of programming involved, a lot of ARPs, a lot of strings and stuff. And I think that's some of my best stuff that I've ever done. Thanks for that question. And remember, anybody, if you have any questions related to anything, please hit me up at Puzzlebox at puzzleboxrecords.com. Once again, Puzzlebox at puzzleboxrecords.com. Old pick video. Once again, this is taking pieces from the Portrait of Electronic Band documentary footage, which came out about 6 years ago. This was, I thought this is a unique little piece because here's some of us talking about that was in, when I say some of us, former members of AUX88. When the question was that was asked to other artists on the documentary was, when did you know you were unique? Which means, when did we know as AUX88, when did we know that we were unique? So check this out, and hope you enjoy it.
I was aware of our unique sound even when we were recording as RX7. We were paying for recording time at local studios. And when we went in the studio and the guys when we would come and set up everything and play, they were just like, wow, this sounds pretty good. It was like, we've never done anything like this. When we first went to those initial recording studios, they were like, wow, I didn't expect this. I thought you guys were going to be doing hip hop or R&B. So that's when I first became aware of it. And secondly, when people were telling me they were going to the strip clubs and it was like, man, you know they playing I Need the Freak and Direct Drive in the stripper clubs. I'm like, what? And I also went to a friend's bachelor party, and there were strippers there, and they bought a tape, and they were playing some AUX 88 on.
They showed like, it's like, you know, in Detroit, you got the camp between house and techno, electro, rap, singing, all that stuff, but they were determined to do their sound or whatever. And it was like kind of keeping to the tradition of it that had been presented before. That kind of got pushed to the side, but it was never left. And they showed it was still vital.
It's always a unique sound, and you always stay true to that. But yet and still I can hear the more in different releases as I really started following. I can hear like the y'all experimenting more, but you still stay to the core sound, which is what made me a fan in the first place.
I think I became aware that AUX 88 had a unique sound in the strip club, and I'm gonna tell you why. At the time, you know, you got this Miami-based stuff out there. You got, you know, a lot of the old stuff from back in the day that was still playing on the radio or playing in the mixtape stuff that was in, you know, in the clubs and stuff like that. But I noticed that, and it's just my perspective, I noticed that our stuff sounded futuristic, but it sounded urban at the same time, but it had futuristic vocals in it, and it didn't even seem to bother the people who was dancing to it. You're talking about urban people who are at cabarets. I mean, they're singing Space Satellites, and they're dancing to it. They don't even know what they're just doing it. They're not even really noticing that it's techno, and it's really spaced out there like that. So I think that was when I really noticed it was different and kind of unique at that point.
I think AUX 88 brought to the electro and techno genre lots of these the songs could be or the tracks could be songs and really good overall the groove and the attitude. I think that's the thing that they brought to the genre.
Yeah, and unlike many other artists, I think they brought lots of artistic image into this type of music and in electro scene, because many of the artists were quite low profile and was more like bedroom musicians or DJs. But the AUX 88 paid a lot of doing more professional touch on doing tracks and building up the stage act and the whole visual side, so it was more professional and it was real artist thing going on.
It's the mixture of the bass lines and the vocals. You know, you come up with the funky, you know. But what really got me was recently I listened to the live CD from DEMF. I'm not sure, 2002 I think it was. Yeah. Now to hear every song that you like being played live, okay, I haven't heard that. So that kind of sold me.
My definition of their sound is classic electro. Something that makes you feel like you either ready to pop lock or you ready to break out of a room at both times. Maybe all at once.
I think I kind of noticed that we had a niche and our own unique sound was probably after like the third or fourth release, because now you're starting to build your sound and people are starting to recognize this is different and this is a sound. You know, we didn't chase after what we heard. We kind of add that to our own elements, which kind of, you know, brings a personality to our sound. And I think I kind of noticed that maybe like the third or fourth, especially like going out of record time, people pulling out the records, you know, hey, you heard this one? You got to laugh like, yeah. You know, we didn't, you know, some of us didn't tell people that we actually made the music. You know, say, hey, this is new, man, it's hot. Like, well, thanks. You know, it might be a direct drive record or my AUX mine. But that's when you know, when people start to catch on to what you're doing, then you know you have your own unique sound.
Oh man, what role did I play? I played the role as, like I said, I was a promoter, I sold the records. I also was the manager when they went out to shows. I also, you know, via Submerge, you know, with the exception of maybe a couple, I would say maybe Planet E, we were, Planet E was going out, no, not Planet E, Plus 8. Well, Planet E 2, but Plus 8. What we did with Direct Beat, I started going to like California, I was going to Florida, Arizona. I actually was going to record stores with their records under my arm, like, you know, if you don't have this right here, you need to have, we actually started promoting the records, you know. Somebody will say mainstream. I wouldn't call it mainstream. I wasn't just trying to conform the records to the techno community. I was trying to sell the records to everybody. And we had a lot of success with it, you know, out in California and Florida. You know, I had set up some, you know, accounts out there with distributors as well as with, you know, record stores. And they was like, oh, you know, they weren't used to like, you know, dance music, a dance music label, and you know, somebody actually having a rep to come out and promote their record, and that's what we did.
The programming of you know, the drums and all that sort of stuff, while it was, you know, quite robotic and structured in a way, I really do like that. But it was also the thing is, it was always funky, and it kind of always sort of drew parallels for me from Kraftwerk. You know, Kraftwerk rhythms were very structured, very, very German, very on the floor. But the thing is, they kind of just made it funky. I don't know how they did it, but they just did it. And I think, you know, Aux 88's, you know, very, very similar from a programming point of view.
I think that the biggest thing that AUX 88 has brought to the table that has been very different is that there's a real musicianship that lies behind their music. You know, Keith Tucker has a huge background and influence with classical music. Tommy Hamilton has a big background with rhythms, being a breakdancer and everything. I think that both those sides, it's not that they were missing, or it's not to say that in any way AUX is the best, although, you know, there's many people that would agree with that, and, you know, me included. But, you know, I just think that the classical element and the way they do it with the synthesizers, as well as the funky beats, you know, that techno bass sound, you know, it wasn't around before them. You could say in some ways One Atkins and Model 500 was there, but they really kind of took it a bit further. And everything that has come since that you could say sounds like AUX 88, or it kind of has that techno bass influence, you know, clearly AUX 88 was a huge influence in that sound. You know, Detroit techno bass as a whole, Underground Resistance and all those guys, sure, but AUX 88, I just feel like they have had a very lasting impression. You know, they just somehow seem to grab at you just from a certain angle that nobody else has been able to do, you know?
Well, for me, Aux 88 is very unique. They have their own signature elements, I could say. Resonant basses, harsh and powerful snare drums, their own, or typical Aux 88, I would say, hi-hat patterns, and even with the open hat in the snare drum position is very Aux 88. The vocals, the lyrics, I would say they have their own seal, I could say.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, I mean, that Lenny and Lawrence and them, the owners of Direct Beat, their vision was also they really wanted to make the music mainstream too. And a lot of people don't know that, Direct Beat actually had distribution through K-Tel. I mean, we actually had got the music, into the the retail areas. And it's something that like I said, a lot of people don't really know. I mean, they were ahead of the time. I mean, Aux 88 was like one of the first groups, do a music video, and it was featured on the dance channel. I think the dance channel was called Amp or something like that on MTV when they first started like really getting off into dance music. Aux 88 was on regular rotation. I mean, I think I was with the Electro Techno album. They did the videos. I mean, we set a lot of precedents, you know what I'm saying? I've seen some other groups, not to discredit them, but it came through around the same time, we were doing what we was doing. I'm trying to think of the group. They were signed to Maverick Records. And they were kind of like the first, I want to say, maybe American techno group that actually got kind of like that major push. And I'm sitting back like, man, but I know these cats, was, looking at Aux 88, but, it is what it is. They blaze the trail, and they still blazing the trail. They doing their own thing.
Yes, as always, this was a hell of a project to put together. A lot of editing and getting all the video and trying to catch up with people to get this recorded, but it was well worth it. Like I said before, if no one else tells the story, at least I made a push to get this done, and so that we could tell our own story. So thanks a lot. Shout outs this week goes out to my oldest daughter. Man, she will be 32 this year. And this is my oldest daughter, Keisha. I want to send shouts out from my heart. I love you, boo. Very proud of you. I know we've all went through some issues. You went through some problems and stuff, and just letting you know, boo, everything gonna be fine. Everything gonna work out. It's gonna work itself out. You, just like me, you a hustler. You always work hard. You're very talented, and I love you. Appreciate you. Always know that, no matter what. I love you. So on that note, I want to say to everybody, I know what I've done, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I will be doing. So keep up with the K-1 agenda, because I have so much more to show of what I'm doing and what I'm going to do. And on that note, everybody, please be safe out there. Have a great weekend and get ready for episode 54. And some special shout out to mom and dad. Love you guys. Always keeping up. I know you're watching. Love you. See you in the next episode.
Hey, I just wanted to say, everyone, please hit that subscribe button for YouTube, and please subscribe to my page. I really have enjoyed all the support I've been getting, but hey, like this and subscribe to this page. Keep checking K-1. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you.